Well, ladies and gentlemen, I had a feeling that this headline was going to come around at some point in time. If you guys remember my last video talking about the woke localizers that are essentially trying to change up the entire story within anime and manga, and it really is quite ridiculous what they're doing. And then she went on this complete tirade, right? I think her name was Jamie MARCHI or whatever. She went on a complete tirade talking about essentially how she's a woman, and that's basically all that matters. You know, she had gotten asked a question about the criticism she's receiving regarding her translations or the company's translations, especially when it has to do with inserting modern day Western identity politics into it when it didn't belong there in the first place in the source material. And she essentially just threw her vagina card out there, and that was supposed to trump the argument. I really don't know what her plan was with that. But now we have an article here from Fandom Pulse talking about the fact that she's trying to get ASMONGOLD, yes, the streamer ASMONGOLD, canceled because of his criticism against what the localizers are doing. So let's get into this article, guys, from Fandom Pulse. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Like the video to push us out into YouTube's algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my manga channel. It's brand new. The links are in the description box below. I would love to see you there. So the headline reads, woke localizer scandal heats up. Jamie MARCHI wants to cancel ASMONGOLD over criticism. The script editor for the English dub of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid has struck back at internet creator ASMONGOLD after his remarks about the woke localization of the series. In a video posted to TikTok, Jamie MARCHI sarcastically claims to be responding to the streamer and instead took the opportunity to go on the attack. Putting on reading glasses and holding up a spiral notebook, MARCHI began imitating ASMONGOLD's response to a previous allegation word for word with added snark, "Who gives a shit?" Jamie MARCHI is no stranger to controversy. In 2019, she and fellow voice actress Monica Rial were the focus of a lawsuit filed by Vic Mignogna. The voice actor unsuccessfully sued the pair for spreading defamatory statements that nearly cost him his career and blacklisted him from much of the industry due to their connections. Now, when I first started doing articles on this, I didn't even realize that those two women were the same women that were involved with Vic. I had no idea. I didn't even put the two together. And now that I know that, it makes it even more insufferable what she said at that panel. The fact that she clearly thinks that her vagina is a get out of jail free card for every single argument made against her is ridiculous. But then again, how could she not feel that way, right? She's in an industry that is literally enabling this stuff. It is enabling this behavior. It's even rewarding this behavior to an extent. So why wouldn't she act like this, you know? You can see this video here where the tweet, it says, a tweet with a now deleted YouTube video of the woman of My Hero Academia panel from SAC Anime 2018, MARCHI would proclaim, "I have a vagina," to criticism of localization. That's how ridiculous we're talking here. She thinks that her vagina is all powerful, and it really is ridiculous. It says in 2020, critics of MARCHI discovered an old recording of her at a Woman of My Hero Academia panel at SAC Anime 2018, where again she proclaimed, "I have a vagina," when asked to respond to criticisms of bad localizations. She then implied that anyone who criticizes her is a misogynist or a Nazi. Yes, it is that ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. This is the level of victimhood that we're dealing with, or this is the level of narcissism that we're dealing with, where these women can throw out bodily parts and use that as an argument against why their localizations are so bad. It really just goes to show how enabled they are in this industry. It says ASMONGOLD found himself thrust into a long-time war of anime fans versus woke localizers when he stumbled upon a YouTube video by anime commenter Rev Says Desu. When his chat explained the issue of localizers rewriting stories, he remarked, "Well, then they're not localizers, they're just liars, right? I mean, it's not your job to rewrite the story." Rev briefly highlighted the changes in Ms. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid dialogue, initially doubtful of the stark contrast between the original Japanese and the English script. ASMONGOLD was stunned after listening to the English version. He began to tear into it. "This is so outrageous. It's like I refuse to effing believe it, but it's right there in front of me. I see it. There it is." And you know what? Listen, this is quite simply what's been going on, like the article said, for a long time. If you are a fan of anime and you watch the dubs, you gotta realize at some point that you are getting some ideology thrown in there that you damn sure didn't ask for. They will do anything in their power to make sure that their ideology is put somewhere. These people are not creating the story, right? All they're doing is translating the story. So unfortunately for them, they're unable to insert identity politics in TV shows that they so desperately want to do it. They want to do it so bad. They did it with American comic books. They're doing it with with American superhero movies, why wouldn't they want to do it with Japanese manga, the top-selling IPs basically of all time in terms of graphic novels? Why would they not want to dig their hands into that and get their ideology out there into that market? Of course they're going to want to do it, but they can't. They can't write the story because the story is already written. So what do? They rewrite the story in small ways that changes the entire outcome of conversations within the story. Here's an example. So in the sub, it says, Toru, what's with that outfit? Lakoya says, everyone was always saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. How is it? Toru says, you should try changing your body now. Now the Funimation dub. What are you wearing that for? Lakoya says, oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes. Toru says, give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back. Like, it's not even the same. It's not the same conversation at all between these characters. This is not just a mistranslation. This is purposefully changing the entire conversation. And this is the problem that people have when it comes to localization. It says in a follow-up video, Asmongold criticizes localizers for trying to abuse their position to do something they're not being paid to do. While watching the 2018 panel video, he replied, how do you do something like this and not think you're a fucking idiot? It actively makes everything else that she does, even retroactively, sus. I agree with that 100%. It makes everybody think, wait, so if they were able to change the meaning of this, then what's all the other stuff she worked on? Is that the same thing? When MARCHI compared her critics to Nazi Germany, Asmongold couldn't believe it. It's so insane to me. You're comparing changing a word in a fucking Coomer anime to Nazis. This woman's 46 years old, and she's acting like she's 4 to 6 years old. It's sad. Well, that's the problem when you are extremely old, extremely bitter, and extremely miserable. This woman is a hardcore feminazi. She doesn't even realize it. I'm sure she probably does to an extent, but she doesn't realize just how crazy she is, and she has completely gone past that point. So it doesn't shock me that she's going to take any criticism against her as an attack. Why wouldn't she? In her world, nothing is wrong. She's never wrong. She never does anything wrong. It's impossible. Everybody else is wrong. Everybody else has a problem. It's not her, it's you. You know, that's how they always think. So people like this are unfortunately in charge of these localizations. A lot of women are being hired, a lot of activist women are being hired to do this stuff. And like I said before, if they can't make the story, then they're going to change the story. And if they change it in small ways, that's enough for them. As long as they can sneak those lines in there, they're going to be able to end their workday with a smile on their face. They're going to be so happy. They're going to get to go home and text all their feminist friends about how they stuck into the patriarchy in the latest episode of My Hero Academia. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they're trying to do. It says the thing is, obviously she's bothered by it, and it's okay that she's bothered by it. I think it would make sense that she's bothered by it. Naturally, she would be. Why can't we just have a conversation about whether this is good or not? Why does it have to be personal? Well, because it's a woman. It's a woman, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it has to be personal. She takes everything as an attack because she has a vagina. She made it very clear earlier in the video when I talked about what she initially said at the panel. Everything is an attack against her because she has a vagina. And if it's coming from a man, then it's definitely an attack. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.